Good evening, everyone. We'll call the City Council to order at 8 o'clock on Monday evening, February 26, 2024. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have 13 items on this evening's agenda, and I will ask the City Clerk to please read agenda item number 1.
Minutes of the City Council meeting February 12th, 2024.
Councilor Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President. Accept and place on file the minutes.
Motion made and seconded, accept and place on file the minutes. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The meeting minutes are filed 11-0. Agenda item number 2.
Now is the time for the public hearing on the petition from Massachusetts Electric and Verizon New England to install one joint-owned pole at 219 Forest Street, beginning at a point approximately 972 feet east of the center line of the intersection of Teller Street. Install 45 feet of C12 midspan between poles 25 and 6. Install feeder monitor on new midspan pole 2550. Order number 24-100-9089.
Councilor Vital.
Mr. President, I'd like to abstain from this.
Please let the record reflect that Councilor Vital will not be participating in this public hearing. Okay, so this public hearing we've taken up in 4 stages. First, for the public speaking in favor. Second, questions from the public. Third, public speaking in opposition. And fourth, questions from the City Council. So we'll open the first part of the public hearing with the public speaking in favor, starting with the applicant. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Jeff Silva. I work for National Grid out of the Hopedale office.
Thank you, Jeff. You want to just give us a quick rundown on what's being proposed?
We are proposing a 45-foot pole being installed between pole 25 and 26, which would be pole 25-50, to install 90 kVAR of capacitance on the pole, which helps with power factor and helps with inductive loads to balance them out.
And this is on Forest Street across from the AMSA school?
It's across from the school, right in front of Quest Laboratories.
Any other members of the public speaking in favor? Any other members of the public speaking in favor? Any other members of the public speaking in favor? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing. Oh, can you read Tom DePercio's emails? Man, I forget.
We have a communication from City Engineer Thomas DePercio. He's reviewed the petition of Massachusetts Electric and Verizon New England to install one joint-owned pole on Forest Street and have the following comments. The location shall be marked out for approval by the engineering division prior to the work, and he recommends the standard conditions that are usually attached to also be attached.
You can have it here. We'll go read, and I forget to read. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Second part of the any questions from the public? Any questions from the public? Any members of the public have questions? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing. Any members of the public speaking in opposition? Members of the public speaking in opposition? Any members of the public speaking in opposition? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing. Any questions from the city councilors? Questions from the city councilors? Questions from the city councilors? Hearing none, I close that portion of the public hearing and the entire public hearing. Councilor Landers.
Well, what I'd like to do, Mr. President, is make a motion that we approve this tonight. We spent a little time out there today looking for 925 feet where we go from point A to B, but that wasn't the deal at all. But, you know, based on the recommendation of the city engineer and the petition he gave us, I'd like to more often than not move on these projects, especially now that we had a nice day today. I was kind of warm when I was walking up and down Forest Street there, you know, it was nice. So that being the case, I make a motion that we approve this.
So first we want to take a motion to remove from the, suspend the rules, remove from public service.
Okay, so we will make that motion to approve it from the Public Service Committee, and now...
Yep, so hang on. So on the motion to remove this item from public service, all those in favor? Opposed? It's removed from public service. Now you're up and running.
Now approve the project.
Motion made and seconded to approve the petition with the comments from the city engineer. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The petition is approved 10-0 with 1 abstain. Jeff, thank you very much.
Good evening.
You too. Agenda item number 3.
Communication from the mayor regarding gift acceptance in the amount of $350,000 from the Marlborough Public Library Foundation awarded to the Marlborough Public Library to be used for the library renovation project.
Counselor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. A motion to approve the gift, and I would like to thank the Marlborough Public Library Foundation for the gift and fundraising efforts. Thank you very much.
Motion made and seconded to approve the gift from the Marlborough Public Library Foundation. Any discussion on the motion? Counselor Oram.
Just wanted to compliment everyone involved with collecting funds for the library, as we were promised probably a few years ago now that they would be doing some great fundraising, and it takes everyone's part, whoever helped. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Counselor Orman. And just to recap, they've raised about $1.9 million, and they've donated, this makes $1 million they've donated to the city of Marlborough to support the library, so well done. On the motion to approve the grant, any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The grant, our gift is approved, 11-0. Agenda item number 4.
Communication from the mayor regarding grant acceptance in the amount of $24,723.06 from the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, Department of Fire Services, awarded to the fire department to be used for the purchase of equipment.
Counselor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to approve the grant, please.
Motion made and seconded to approve the grant. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The grant is approved, 11-0. Agenda item number 5.
Communication from the mayor regarding proposed change to the hours of the senior assessor from 35 hours to 40 hours per week, and a transfer request in the amount of $3,653 from reserve for salaries to senior assessor to cover the increased cost for the remainder of fiscal year '24.
Counselor Irish. Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to refer to the Finance Committee and to advertise.
Motion made and seconded to refer to the Finance Committee and to advertise. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? It is going to Finance and advertise with a vote of 11-0. Agenda item number 6.
Communication from the mayor regarding notification of extension of temporary appointment pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 41, Section 61A of Theodore L. Scott as interim commissioner of the Department of Public Works for an additional 60-day term to expire April 20th, 2024.
Councilor Nabin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to accept and place on file.
Motion made and seconded to accept and place on file. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? It is filed, 11-0. Agenda item number 7.
Application for a special permit from Alta Behavioral Health LLC to operate a non-residential outpatient facility licensed under Section 105 CMR 164 as a substance abuse treatment program in an existing building at 400 Donald J. Lynch Boulevard.
Councilor Roby.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to refer the application for the special permit to Urban Affairs Committee, set a public hearing for March 25th, and to advertise.
Motion made and seconded to revert the special permit to the Urban Affairs Committee. We'll set a public hearing for March 25th and to advertise. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? It's approved to go to Urban with a public hearing on March 25th and to advertise, 11-0. Agenda item number 8.
Minutes of boards, commissions, and committees.
Mr. President.
Councilor Doucette.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Motion to accept and place on the file the minutes of the boards, commissions, and committees.
Motion made and seconded, accept and place on file all the minutes. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are filed, 11-0. Agenda item number 9.
Claims.
Councilor Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move to send the claims to legal.
Motion made and seconded to send the claims to the legal department. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The claims are going to legal, 11-0. Reports of committees. Who would like to go first? Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance Committee met on February 21st, 2024. Meeting convened at 6:30 p.m. We had 3 items on the agenda that evening. First item was order number 24-100-9079, communication from the mayor, mid-year transfer request totaling $1,202,100 from various departments for FY24, which moves funds from and to accounts as outlined in the transfer sheets. The chair read the communication from the mayor, from Mayor Dumas, motion by Councilor Orm, second by the chair to reduce the mid-year transfers by $5,000. Reserved for salaries to mayor's expense, account number 112-10005-54230, and to approve the remainder of the mid-year transfers. The vote carried 5-0. Next item was order number 24-100-9080, Communication from the mayor, establishment of opioid settlement special revenue fund and a transfer request in the amount of $162,202.95 from free cash to the opioid settlement special revenue fund. The chair read the communication from Mayor Dumas. President Ossing distributed information regarding the opioid funding to the mayor and councilors as shown below with the enclosed bullets, which was approve the special revenue account for opioid settlement payments, approve the transfer of $162,202.95 from undesignated funds into the special opioid account. The mayor report all receipts into the special opioid account to the city council for the information. Next bullet was the mayor report all expenditures from the special opioid account to the city council for information. The mayor submit the municipal abatement fund expenditure report required by the statewide opioid settlement agreement to the city council annually. The auditor include monthly reports to the city council that shows the balance, receipts, and expenditures in the opioid settlement special revenue account. Councilor Brown supported the bullet points provided by President Ossing. Motion by Councilor Brown and seconded by Chair Irish to approve the mayor's request, subject to the 6 bullet points provided by President Ossing included above. The vote carried 5-0. Last item on the agenda that evening was order number 24-100-9082. Communication from the mayor, proposed ordinance amendment to the City Code, Chapter 125, Personnel, Section 5, preparation of classification descriptions, and to Chapter 125, Personnel, Section 6, salary schedule, to create a new position of Communications and Special Project Director, together with a transfer request in the amount of $25,900 to fund the position for the remainder of FY 2024. Motion by Councilor Facillo, seconded by Chair Irish, to postpone until the next Finance Committee meeting. The vote carried 3-1. Councilor Brown was opposed. The meeting adjourned at 8:10 p.m. That's the end of my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Irish. Any other committee reports? Councilor Navin.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Personnel Committee met earlier this evening at 6:30. All the voting members were present. We were joined by President Ossing and Councilors Roby and Ficillo, as well as Mayor Dumas. We had one item on the agenda. It was order number 24-100-9084, communication from Mayor Dumas with reappointments to the Planning Board for Sean Fay, Barbara Fenby, and Christopher Russ for a 5-year term set to expire on February 5th, 2029. Read the record, excuse me, the chair read into the record the communication from Mayor Dumas and explained the duties of the 7-member board. Councilors unanimously supported the reappointments on a motion by Councilor Brown, seconded by the chair. The Personnel Committee recommended the approval of the reappointments to the Planning Board of Sean Fay, Barbara Fenby, and Christopher Russ for 5-year terms set to expire on February 5th, 2029. That vote was 3-0, and we adjourned at 6:42 p.m.
Thank you, Councilor Navin. Are there any other reports of committees? Any reports of committees? Hearing none, we'll continue with the agenda. Agenda item number 10.
Order number 24-100-9071, a communication from Mayor Dumas with the appointment of Conservation Commission to the Conservation Commission of Elizabeth Austin for a 2-year term to expire on May 5th, 2026. Recommendation of the Personnel Committee is to approve.
Councilor Navin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move the recommendation to committee.
Motion made and second to move the recommendation of committee, which is to approve the appointment of Ms. Austin to the Conservation Commission. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The motion carries 11-0. Agenda item number 11.
Order number 24-100-9068, communication from Mayor Dumas with a transfer in the amount of $100,000 from the Public Education and Government Access Channels, PEG Fund, to fund WMCT-TV operations. Recommendation of the Finance Committee is to approve.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move the recommendation of committee to approve.
Motion made and seconded to move the recommendation of the committee, which is to approve the transfer. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The transfer carries 11-0. Agenda item number 12.
Order number 24-100-9070, communication from Mayor Dumas with a request to increase the spending limit for the Public Safety Revolving Fund from $120,000 to $143,520 for the remainder of fiscal year 2024.
Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move the recommendation of committee to approve.
Motion made and seconded to move the recommendation of the committee, which is to approve the increase in spending in the revolving fund. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The recommendation to approve the spending limits is carries 11-0. Agenda item 13.
Order number 24-100-9072, communication from Mayor Dumas with proposed amendments to City Code, Chapter 125, Personnel, Section 6, Salary Schedule, relative to the positions of the Public Library and Public Facilities, and proposed job descriptions pursuant to Chapter 125, Section Personnel, Section 5, Preparation of Classification Descriptions for new positions in the Public Library and Public Facilities Departments. Recommendation of the Finance Committee is to approve.
Councilor Irish.
Mr. President, move the recommendation of the committee to approve, and this would be taken up with 2 votes, please, Mr. President.
Okay, so council, just a refresher, so this is 6 positions, 4 had job descriptions, the other 4, or the other 6 have to go through the salary ordinance. So you want to, start making motions, Councilor Irish?
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to approve the job description for the following positions: Head of Adult Services and Technology, Programming and Outreach Librarian, Plumber, and Electrician.
Motion made and seconded to approve the job descriptions in order for those 4 positions. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? The job descriptions carry 11-0. Councilor Irish.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, motion to approve the salary ordinances for the following position: Head of Adult Services and Technology, Programming and Outreach Librarian, Library Pages, House Workers, Plumber, and Electrician.
Motion made and seconded to approve the salary ordinance changes for those 6 positions. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, this is an ordinance change. So all those in favor of suspending the first reading and approving the second, please signify. That one carries 11-0. All those in favor of a passage to be enrolled? All those in favor? Opposed? That carries 11-0. All those in favor of the passage to be ordained? All those in favor? Opposed? That carries 11-0. Is there any opposition to approval in one evening? Seeing none, the ordinance changes for the 6 salary positions is approved 11-0. Councilor Navin. Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor? Opposed? We are adjourned at 8:17. Thank you, everyone. Have a great